Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. Welcome to science class of standard 10th. We were studying chapter number 5, periodic classification of the elements. In the previous class we have studied that what are the different scientists came with their own way of making their own periodic table. We have studied about Dobereneus trade, and during his time there were total 30 elements were discovered. And what he made he made the trades of 3, means the group of 3 in that group. In that group, what he told that the average that the atomic mass of the second element is the average of the atomic mass of the first and the third element. But his law was this trade was not worked more, because that he was able to make only 3 trades. It means he was able to arrange only 9 elements in that trade. Then we have studied Newland's law of octaves. He had compared the elements with the notes of music. He kept all the elements in the order of increasing atomic mass. And what he told the atom every first element resemble the characteristics of the 8th element. Okay, every 8th element and first element having same characteristics. But his law was also having few drawbacks, and his drawbacks were that it was applicable only for the lighter elements. It was applicable only up to calcium. During his time only 56 elements were discovered, and he told that in future no more elements will be discovered. But later on in future more elements were discovered, and there were no place for that elements in that periodic table. Okay, and he also kept 2 elements in the same slot, that is cobalt and nickel were placed in the same slot, which doesn't resemble the properties or the character is same as fluorine, chlorine and bromine. Instead, cobalt and nickel represent the properties of iron, but it was very far from the iron, so there was wrong. After that, we are going to see about Mendeleev's periodic table. During the time of the full name of Mendeleev, Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev. He was a Russian chemist, and during his time, total 63 elements were discovered. What he done, he examined the relationship between atomic mass of the element and along with it, its physical and chemical properties. Mendeleev concentrated on the compound formed by elements with oxygen and hydrogen. He selected hydrogen and oxygen as the very reactive and formed compounds with most elements. After that, he made a periodic table. In his periodic table, there were 8 groups and 6 periods. Okay, he arranged all the elements with increasing atomic mass. And what he done to arrange these elements, he done first that he took the cards. And how many cards? He took 63 cards. On each card, he written the name of the element on one side, and on the other side, the physical and chemical properties of that element. He wrote the physical and chemical properties on each card with every element and kept all the elements on the wall. Stick all the cards on the wall. And then he see the similar characteristics between all the elements, and then he arrange all the elements in the form of increasing order. And wherever he can't find the similarities, he kept a gap. As you can see, there are so many gaps in this periodic table. But what the Mendeleev told, this was his achievement. He told that wherever the gap in this periodic table, he doesn't look this gap as defect. Mendeleev boldly predicted the existence of some element that has not been discovered at that time. So he told the elements which was not discovered yet, for them he kept the gap, and the elements will come in that gaps in the future. So he told that in future for them he named them by prefixing the Sanskrit numerical, that is Eka, and before the before the aluminium, silicon and aluminium, there were gaps. So he named that gaps as eka aluminium, eka silicon, eka boron, eka aluminium and eka silicon. And really in future in that places atoms were replaced by scandium, gallium and germanium. Okay, so this was one of the greatest achievement of his. And also what he done, he find out the correct atomic mass of the element. For example, cobalt and nickel, as you can see here in this periodic table, cobalt and nickel has very less atomic mass difference, so he placed nearby the pointwise difference he kept in the transition series, so that there is in the transition series there are only less atomic mass difference, that elements he kept there. And after, one of the most important achievement was that after the invention of the noble gas, means the stable element like helium, neon and argon, which were discovered late, for them he made a separate column in this periodic table, so that full periodic table doesn't get disturbed. Okay, so what are the limitations of Mendeleev's classification? His electronic configuration of hydrogen resembles that of alkali metals. Like alkali metals, hydrogen combines with halogen, oxygen and sulfur to form compounds having similar formula. Okay, on other hand, just as halogen, hydrogen also exists as diatomic molecule and it combines with metals and non-metals to form a covalent bond. Certainly no fixed position was given to hydrogen in this periodic table, and it possesses a different property, that is isotopic property. Hydrogen has its two isotope. Isotope means same atomic number but different atomic mass. Okay, so hydrogen was having that isotopes, and for that isotopes that is deuterium and tritium, for that isotopes there were no place in its periodic table. So this was the drawback, and because of that the Mendeleev's periodic table was proved to be little bit wrong. And also worst was that he kept so many gaps, and in all that gaps the elements were not found in the future. Okay, now the next table that we are going to see is the modern periodic table, which we are following still now. It was given by Henry Moseley in year 1913, which shows the atomic number of an element is the basic fundamental property, then its atomic mass. Up to now, all the chemists were giving their atomic mass property, but he told that atomic number resembles the more good property than atomic mass. Okay, so he made the modern periodic table on the basis of increasing atomic number. In the modern periodic table, there were so many groups and periods he made according to atomic number and according to its different priorities. As you can see in this periodic table, there are 18 groups and 7 periods in this modern periodic table. So this is the modern periodic table. Group number 1 and 2 is also known as S block elements. Group number 13 to 18 is known as P block elements. Group number 3 to 12 is known as D block elements, and group this 58 to 71 and 90 to 103 elements comes under F block elements. Group 1 is also known as alkali metals. Group 2 is also known as alkaline earth metals. Okay, after that the elements which are showed in the green color, that are known as metals, those which are shown by pink color, that are known as metalloids, and those which are there in the yellow color form, that are known as non-metals. Okay, so these are the things, and the 58 to 71 is known as lanthanoid series, 90 to 103 is known as actinoid series. How come 58 came there? So you can see over here after 56th element, after 57th element is lanthanum. After lanthanum, from here 58 to 71 is a continuous series, and again here it's the continue from 72 with the continue line. In the same way, from 89 actinium and then actinoid series will start, and it is complete up to 103 element. So this is what about the period, this is what about the modern periodic table, which you have to keep in mind. The 18th group is known as noble gas group, that is helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon. Okay, this is known as halogen, this is known as noble gas or inert gas or the stable elements. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, these are known as halogens. Okay, in the stable elements, the outermost shell is completely filled. In the halogens, there is a lack of one electron to complete the shell. Okay, and also one more thing which you have to note down, as we are moving from left to right, the number of valence shell, the number of valence electron will be increasing. It means the electron in the outermost shell will increase. In first group, the outermost shell will be having one electron. In the second group, there will be 2 electrons in the outermost shell. In the 13th group, there will be 3 electrons in the outermost shell. In the 14th group, 4 electrons. 15th group, 5 electrons in the outermost shell. 16th group, 6 electrons. 17th group, 7, and 18th group, 8 electrons in the outermost shell. If we move from top to bottom, there will be increase in the number of shell, but not in the number of valence electron. For example, hydrogen, in case of hydrogen, the outermost shell is K shell. For lithium, that is L shell. For sodium, that is M shell. Okay, as we move from top to bottom, the number of shell will increase. After that, what are the position of elements in the modern periodic table? In modern periodic table, there are 18 vertical column known as groups and 7 horizontal rows known as periods. Let us see what decides the placing of an element in certain group. We all have seen these elements contain the same number of valence electron, which we have discussed now, that in the same group, same number of valence electron. You will find that element present in any one group have same number of valence electron. For example, fluorine, chlorine belongs to group 17. So in the outermost shell, there will be 7 electrons in all these elements. Okay, this will decide the number of valence electron. And you will find that these elements of second period do not have same number of valence electron, but they contain the same number of shell. You also observe that the number of valence shell electron increase by 1 unit as the atomic number increase by 1 unit. Okay, as we move from left to right, there will be increase in the shell, or the atomic number will increase as we move from left to right. Or we can say that atoms of different element with the same number occupied shells are placed in the same period. Sodium, magnesium, aluminium, all up to argon belong to third period of the modern periodic table, since the electrons in the atoms of this element are filled in K, L and M shells. So we can write it electronic configuration of the above, and we can confirm it. Okay, we can explain the number of elements in this period based on the how electrons are filled in various shell. So to study this, we have one formula, that is 2n square, which is n is the number of the given shell of the nucleus. For K shell, 2 into 1 square because it is the first shell. For L, it is 2 into 2 square because it is the second shell. So for in K shell, 2 elements can be filled, electrons can be filled. In the L shell, only 8 electrons can be filled. So in the third shell, only 18, means M shell. In the N shell, can be 32 elements can be filled. Okay, this was given so this modern periodic table can fulfill all the requirements, and it can fulfill all the drawbacks that were given by the that was the of the other previous tables which we have seen. Okay, this trends in modern periodic table, this topic is in the deducted part, so that we are not going to study this last topic. After that we have completed our chapter. In this chapter we have seen about, today we have seen about modern periodic table and how the elements are placed in the modern periodic table, and it was given by Henry Moseley. Before that, we have seen about Mendeleev's what the Mendeleev have done and what was its drawbacks that was given in its periodic table. Before that, we have seen about Newland's law of octaves, and the first we have seen there was Dobberenius traits using which he made its own periodic table. But keep in mind, now up to now we are following modern periodic table, which have 118 elements placed in the modern periodic table. Here we end our chapter. In the next class we will meet with a new chapter. I hope you have understood this chapter. Thank you for listening the class. Thank you.